Welcome to the Unfuck Your Fitness podcast. I am your host, Christy Castillo, and I'm here to give you real talk and cut the BS so you can actually enjoy building a body you love. I'm a personal trainer obsessed with giving you simple action steps to take you from feeling stuck to feeling sexy. Let's go. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to today's episode. Today we are going to be talking about aligning your actions with the goals that you have set for yourself. So I'm pretty sure you know by now that I really enjoy talking about health and fitness in a different way than what you've heard it talked about before. I like to focus on what you can change instead of what you can add or even subtract. I think most of us, when we set a goal to lose weight or to get more fit, we think we need to restrict foods or cut calories or add workouts or, there's always something that we need to do, but we never really know if those actions will get us to the goal that we've set. So that's one of the reasons that you are not seeing the results from the work that you're putting in. It's not because you need to do more. It's because you need to make sure that the actions that you are doing align with the goals that you've set for yourself. The key here is to set realistic goals. I have a lot of clients that come to me and they have set some really, really big, lofty goals. Like they want to lose 40 to 50 pounds. They want to grow a booty. They want to get shredded. They want to gain muscle and tone up, but they don't really understand what it takes to hit those goals. And sometimes when they find out what it does take to hit those goals, they decide that it's not for them, that that's not a goal that they want to hit after all. And that's actually okay. That's actually part of being aware of what you're wanting and what it takes to get those things and realizing that maybe that's not actually something that I want to strive for. And if you've been striving for said goal for, a few years, you've been trying different things to get to this goal and it's not working. If you realize why it's not working, like the things that you were going to have to do to hit that goal are not something that you're willing to give up or add into your schedule, that is kind of refreshing in a way to think that you don't have to worry about hitting that goal anymore. It's not something that aligns with you and your lifestyle. It's not something that you're willing to put that kind of work into, and that's okay. But we need to kind of establish some ground rules and some action steps to be able to set these realistic goals so that you can actually hit them. So what we're going to be talking about is setting realistic goals. The key in getting your actions to align with your goal is to make sure that they are realistic. And the way that you do that is, number one, to set very specific goals. You can't just say, I want to lose weight, or I want to gain muscle, or I want to get healthy. Those are very open-ended. Those are very large-scale goals. And the action steps that you would do to maybe lose weight are, like I said earlier, restrict your calories. Probably go for some runs, go for some walks, try to work out more, do some more cardio. You'd be kind of throwing things out and hoping that they stick. And that is not the way to hit your goals. Saying something like, I just want to lose weight or get healthier is not specific enough for you to know what kind of action to take, let alone to take that action, because the goal is so large, you won't see enough progress along the way to know that you are making progress, to know that your action and your hard work is making a difference. And so you will quit. So to set very specific goals. So in order to lose weight, or to gain muscle, or to get healthier, those are good long-term, wide goals. You need to set more small, tighter action goals. Things like working out 4 times this week, hitting certain macros. Maybe you want to hit your macros within 10 to 15 grams of each macro this week. Or maybe you want to hit your macros 100% on 4 days this week. Or maybe it's just hitting your water goal. Or maybe it's hitting your step goal. If you're trying to get in 10,000 steps a day, you want to get 10,000 steps a day 5 days this week and hit your water goal 5 days this week. You need to be very specific about the goals that you are setting. And those things like hitting 4 workouts a week, hitting your certain macros 4 days a week, hitting your water goal even 4 days a week. Those action steps are going to in turn help you to lose weight and to be healthier. So it's those littler steps broken down that are going to get you to the bigger end goal of what you're ultimately looking for. So number one is to break down your large goal into specific actionable goals of what you're going to do this week. Make it soon to hit those goals. Speaking of making it soon, number two is to set a deadline. You want to not only set a deadline, but you want to set it with an ultimatum or a reward to motivate you. And it kind of feels weird to say that, but I have found that in my training, in my studies, and in working with clients, some clients like to have an ultimatum. So if you don't work out 4 times this week, like you said you would, you will have to, maybe you have this deal with a friend, right? You have to pay your friend $20 at the end of the week, or you have to go buy her something that you really want. You want this certain shirt from Target. You're going to have to buy it and give it to your friend instead. Something that will kind of sting when you do it. On the contrary, some of my ladies really like to have a reward. So when I do hit 4 workouts this week, and I do that for a month straight, I'm going to buy myself this pair of leggings that I've really been looking for, or something to reward. So depending on your personality, you could do better with an ultimatum, something kind of negative to kick you in the butt, or you could do better with something to reward you. Do not reward yourself with food. That's an absolute no. And what the deadline should look like is you're going to start this soon. So how many times have you set a New Year's resolution or said to yourself, I'm going to lose weight this year, or I'm going to start on Monday, but you don't have an action of what the heck are you actually going to do on Monday? So setting the deadline of, let's say you're going to get in 4 workouts this coming week. Today is a Tuesday, possibly you are listening to this freshly released podcast. So you're going to start, don't even wait until Monday. You're going to start on Thursday, and you're going to work out Thursday, Friday, and Sunday. So you need to set that goal for exactly when you're going to do those workouts. And then again, starting the next week, maybe starting on Monday, you're going to work out 4 days that week. Well, what days are you going to actually work out? When are you going to actually start? And when are you actually going to perform these workouts? When are you going to start hitting your macros if that's your goal? That doesn't take a lot of prep work. Sure, you're going to need some food. We'll talk about that in a minute, but setting that deadline of, I'm not just saying I'm going to start hitting my macros. I'm going to start tracking my macros. When are you going to start hitting your macros? Today? Are you going to start that right now? Open MyFitnessPal and start tracking? Are you going to start tomorrow? And if you don't do that X amount of days that you promised yourself you would, you have this ultimatum or reward that you have to kind of obey to. For yourself, it's for your own good. And there's nothing wrong with making it sting a little bit or rewarding yourself. I think that that's really good. That can bring in some momentum, that can bring in some positivity and some excitement. So to add on to that a little bit, number 3, and these are the action steps to setting realistic goals and hitting them, is to have a plan of action. So to add on to what I was just talking about, you have to figure out a program to follow and set that workout goal if your goal is to start working out 4 days a week. Please do not go back into your Pinterest or your Instagram and just follow said workouts that you have saved into your, collection of workouts that you maybe will do one day. Don't just go in there and say, okay, on Monday, I'm going to start and I'm going to open Instagram and I'm going to go with my saved workouts from 3 years ago, because I know you've been saving them that long, because I did too, and start doing these workouts. I want you to actually have a program to follow and a set workout goal. I want you to know how many days you're going to work out. I want you to know what workouts you're going to be doing on what day of the week. And just to be honest with you, it's easier if you purchase a workout program from someone who knows what they're doing. For example, my ladies in my program, all they have to do is open up their app, my app, and on that day of the week, it says what workout they need to do. They push start, it takes them through the workout, they push finish, and they're done. So they know they can look ahead and say, okay, this week, Monday, Tuesday, rest day, Wednesday, and then I'm going to work out Thursday, Friday, and maybe Saturday. So they know that there are workouts planned on those days. They can move those workouts to different days of the week that works for them, but they do have some structure. So when they wake up that morning, they're not going to find a certain workout, make sure that it looks good, make sure that it's the right amount of time. It's right there in the app and it's ready for them. So having a program to follow takes out the guesswork for you and it takes out so much thought. It's just easier if you make it something that's already planned so that it can so easily become a habit. It takes so much thought and so much work out of it for you. If your plan is to hit your macros 4 days in a week, then what you would have to do is come up with a plan of action to do that. Don't just say, I'm going to hit my macros this week. What is your action plan? If you're going to hit your macros, first of all, you want to make sure that you have the correct macros. So figure those out and make sure that they are actually the macros that you should be following for your body. If this means you have to purchase them from a personal trainer, please do that. I promise you it is worth the money to be following macros that are actually set up for your body. That's the only way you will see success in tracking your macros. But in order to do that, you will need to make a list of foods, right, that help you get to your macros. You will want to enter those macros into MyFitnessPal. You'll want to write those foods down. You'll want to go to the grocery store and purchase those foods. You might want to prep some foods depending on what you have coming up that week. Maybe you need to eat out a few times that week. So thinking about what's on the menu, even if it's fast food, I would never tell you to not eat out or never not tell you to, eat fast food. I had McDonald's last night, in fact, and it just fits right into my macros. I knew that I had a baseball game to go to last night. I knew we'd be stopping at McDonald's. I knew I would be getting a double cheeseburger or a chicken sandwich. So I logged that in MyFitnessPal and planned around it. But that's what it's all about, is planning. You cannot go into a week and say, I'm going to hit my macros this week, not plan to hit your macros, fail at hitting your macros, and then be frustrated because you did not put in the work. You did not set the specific goal. You did not make a deadline, and you did not have a plan of action. Trust me when I say these things do not take a very long time to do. Once you do these things a few times and it starts working, it's like it's autopilot. This all comes down to awareness. Now, if you are listening to all these things and you're thinking, Christy, I don't want to set a specific goal with a deadline and make a plan of action, then you need to be aware of the fact that you don't want to do those things, which in turn means no action equals no results. You're not going to get to where you want to go by doing the things that you're doing right now that are not getting you to where you want to go. And that's okay. That's awareness, but you have to be setting up the big goal, and then you have to be setting up the habits to follow through. If you don't want to do that, then just tell yourself right now, I'm not willing to put in the work to do this. I don't want to do those things. I'm going to have to set new goals because this is the only way you're going to hit these goals. And these goals are what it takes to, hit these long-term thing to lose weight and to be toned and to live this healthy lifestyle. This is what it takes to get your body in a place to where, like I was saying in the macro episode, this is what it takes to get your body and your mind kind of on autopilot to where you're doing these things and you're following these plans and you're starting to hit your goals and you see the momentum happening. That momentum becomes motivation, it becomes consistency, and this is how it turns into a habit. But it all starts with that awareness, and it all starts with realizing your actions have to align with your goals. Otherwise, there's actually no point in setting that goal in the first place because you don't have the actions to back it up. So really those 3 things, again, setting very specific goals, setting a deadline with an ultimatum or a reward, and then setting that plan of action in place, being aware that this is what it takes. That's what it takes to get to where you want to go. But there's something else I need you to think about. If you've tried all of this before, or if you, like I said, if you listened to what I was saying and you thought, there's no way you're doing that, this isn't for you, ask yourself, still, if this is what you want and you're just not willing to take the action, ask yourself what is holding you back from taking this action. It could be some limiting beliefs that you've tried these things before, that you've tried different diets, you've tried different things and it's not working. Maybe you think that your family has a history of obesity or, certain things that you are just doomed and you're just destined to be a certain way. So there could be some limiting beliefs there you don't have time, you don't have the money, this just isn't for you. Those are real things that you need to ask yourself, what is holding you back from taking those actions? There could be certain triggers that bring up things. So every time you try to hit your macros, certain barbecues are planned or certain things with, friends come up, or a heartbreak happens and you drown yourself in ice cream, or in the evening, your children want to watch TV and that's the time that you like to munch on different foods. And so you go over your carbs. There could be different things that trigger you to not be able to, maybe trigger isn't the right word, but that cause you to be able, not to be able to hit your macros. Or if you set the goal to work out 4 days a week, but you never actually, make the time to work out. If you say you're going to get up at 5 a.m. and work out, but you never do, why are you not doing that? What is the reason behind that? Are there certain situations that are holding you back from that? Are there certain people that are holding you back from that? Or do you just not have a very specific goal? If you say you're going to get up at 5 a.m. to work out and you have to get up, take your pre-workout, change your clothes, get on Instagram to find a workout, chances are you're not going to get into your workout. Like that's just not a routine that's going to be, set up for you. But if you get up at 5 a.m., you have your pre-workout already mixed, you have your clothes laid out, you go to your workout area, you get on the app, you push play, like that is more sustainable. That seems like it would be easier to get done. If you already have your macros entered for the following day in MyFitnessPal, it's going to be easier to hit them because you're already ready and set up for success. So not being clear, having certain triggers, limiting beliefs or situations that can hold you back from taking these actions. It's actually a good idea to ask yourself these questions, even if there aren't any, because you could find some things that might be coming up. Like, oh, we do have a really busy sports season coming up, or we do have a lot of barbecues. We're coming up on summer right now. So what are things that could trigger me, or situations I could be in, or times that things could happen to derail you? And just being aware that they're going to happen, that could be huge in helping you through this as well. So I love helping my ladies through this. When I first have a client come on board with me, we talk about their goals and what they want. And if they, have a goal to lose 40 to 50 pounds and they want to lose 2 pounds a week, I simply am honest in saying that that's going to take some real dedication. You might not be set up for that. You may have to reverse diet for a while and get yourself to a maintenance calories, and that might take a few months, and then you'll have to start dieting down. There are different things that even just because you set a goal doesn't mean it's that simple. You might have to do different things to hit that goal. And so it's nice to have someone to be honest with you and tell you exactly what you're going to need to do to reach that goal. Then you can decide if that goal is from you. But that's why I love to talk to my ladies about this first, to set up their goals and build from there so that they can have the tools to hit their goals. If you are interested in talking to me, of course, I can be reached at Instagram at Christy Castillo Fit. There is a link to my website in the show notes if you are interested in starting a program and talking to me about your specific goals of losing weight, gaining muscle, hitting a certain amount of workouts, hitting your macros, and even maybe learning just what those are. I would love to talk to you about those things. I appreciate you so much, and I can't wait to talk to you in the next episode. Thanks for listening to today's show. Go ahead and leave a rating and a review. And of course, follow the podcast so you don't miss out on any future episodes. And I would love it so much if you came to connect with me over on Instagram at Christy Castillo Fit. I will see you next time.